Want to see a terrifying toy for children? How about the original Mr. Potato Head? What the Mom? Today in Poor Choices, we're cooking up less threatening spuds with this creamy and rich scalloped potato recipe. Thinly sliced potatoes, caramelized onions, roasted garlic, 3 cheeses, and all topped with bacon because nothing is scary with a little bit of bacon.
Yum.
Starting out, let's talk garlic. We're gonna roast a whole head of garlic here despite only needing 2 cloves of garlic, and you can always use the rest of the garlic for other dishes. So we're gonna preheat our oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. We're gonna cut off the top of the whole head of garlic, drizzle it with a little olive oil and wrap it in foil, and then we're just gonna pop it in the oven for about 40 minutes. And you want that garlic soft and golden. Once it's done, take it out, let it cool, and then give it a good squeeze to get all that roasted goodness out of the cloves. Now let's move on to the bacon. 6 strips of the good stuff. Cook it in a 12-inch cast iron skillet, starting it right out onto the cold surface and then turning it up to medium heat until it's nice and crispy. And starting it cold will let more of the fat render out of the bacon, which we want to use later on. Once it's done, transfer the bacon to a paper towel lined plate to dry. And again, don't even think about throwing out that bacon fat. Oh no, we're gonna keep all that deliciousness in the skillet. All right, with that bacon fat, we're gonna add 2 medium shallots that are thinly sliced up, and we're gonna let these beauties cook down slowly over medium heat, stirring occasionally. You're looking for that rich caramelized color, and it should take about 8 to 10 minutes, but depending on your stovetop, it could take a little bit longer. Just look for that color and that sweet smell. Once they're perfectly caramelized, take them out and set them aside. The skillet should have a nice coating of baking fat left, which is all we need to keep things from sticking later on. Now for the potatoes. We'll need about 3 pounds of Yukon Gold potatoes, thinly sliced, and we're going to try to aim for about 1/8 of an inch thick. You can use a mandolin for even slices or your favorite sharp knife if you like to show off those knife skills. And as I have mentioned in an earlier video, do not play around with mandolins. They are very sharp and will chop your fingertip right off. So if it comes with protective gloves and other hardware, be sure to use them. I love me some liquid courage in the kitchen, but when it comes to this, I am stone sober. Get your potatoes into some cold water to rinse off some starch, but mainly to keep them from turning brown. Now it's time to whip up the cream sauce that's gonna make these scalloped potatoes really shine. In a medium saucepan over medium heat, we're gonna combine 1.5 cups of heavy cream and 1 cup of whole milk. Stir in that roasted garlic we prepped earlier, along with 1 tablespoon of fresh thyme leaves, 1 tablespoon of finely chopped tarragon, a teaspoon of smoked paprika, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, I just freshly grated mine here, 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, and 1/2 teaspoon of mustard powder. And for those of you who are not familiar with cream sauces and things with cheese, the nutmeg and the mustards go a long way in helping our cheese flavors really pop. So don't think of these as their individual things that you throw into some, a hot chocolate or onto a hot dog. These are just elements that are going to elevate our cheesy flavors. It's one of those little industry hacks that they use in mac and cheese a lot to really boost the cheese flavor. And see here, this whole time you thought it was just the cheddar. Don't forget a good pinch of salt and freshly ground black pepper. Oh, and one more note for the garlic. Don't worry about trying to mince it up or all that once it's all soft and roasted. It should just melt right into that cream sauce. Let this simmer gently for about 5 to 7 minutes to bring all those flavors together, then remove it from the heat. Finally, stir in 1/2 package of Boursin cheese, which I just realized I've never said the name out loud till today, so I hope that's right. And let it sit in there until it melts into the sauce, making it ultra creamy. Now for the fun part, let's build these layers. Get your potatoes out of the water and dry them as much as you can. It's tedious, yes, but trust me, you want to dry them. It'll not only remove excess moisture, but it's going to promote a lot of browning. So start by layering down a single layer of your thinly sliced potatoes in a cast iron skillet. Hit it with a very gentle dusting of salt. Potatoes will always need salt, and this is your one chance to get salt into that potatoes. Yes, we have it in our sauce, and there's going to be some salt elements in that bacon and some of the cheese and stuff like that, but you just want to get a little bit of salt directly onto your potatoes. Otherwise, you're going to have this rich, creamy top followed by bland bites at the bottom. Follow that up with a layer of our beautifully caramelized shallots. Drizzle a portion of that rich creamy sauce over the top and then sprinkle a handful of shredded Gruyere and Parmesan cheeses. Repeat this process layer by layer until you've used up all your potatoes, shallots, and sauce. And make sure you end with a good sprinkle of cheese on top to get that golden crust. Now let's get ready to get these into the oven. We're gonna cover the skillet with aluminum foil and bake at 375 for about 30 to 35 minutes. Then take off the foil and let them go another 20 to 25 minutes or until those potatoes are tender and that top layer is bubbling and golden brown. Once the scalloped potatoes come out of the oven, it's time to bring back that crispy bacon. Crumble those strips right over the top for a savory, smoky crunch. Let the dish cool for about 10 minutes if you can wait that long, and then finish it with a sprinkle of freshly chopped parsley for a pop of color. And one more note, if you're worried about over salting your potatoes during that layer process, sure, you can leave it out. You just gotta make sure that you salt it at the end. Otherwise, again, you're gonna have very bland potatoes, but this like rich, decadent top layer of cheese. And trust me from experience, when I first made scalloped potatoes a long time ago, that is something something you don't want. But there you have it, fancy scalloped potatoes with layers of rich, creamy, smoky goodness that'll steal the show at any dinner table. Serve it straight from the skillet for that rustic look, and don't be surprised if this dish disappears fast. And as for a poor choice, still on the Sober October thing, but I've got this lovely alcohol-free Pinot Grigio by Sea Glass, and I gotta say, the alcohol-free game has stepped up a lot. I remember the first time I tried a sober month back in like 2014, and everything was just gross and over sugared and all that, but these last few ones that I've tried have been tremendous, so definitely give them a try. Hey everybody, this is Poor Choices Kitchen. We have a Patreon link down in the description. $1 a month is all we ask for to pay for recipes in these here inflated times, and we also have YouTube memberships. That's $2.99 because YouTube likes to take its cut, and that also pays for recipes in these here inflated times. So until next time, enjoy this delicious potatoey recipe, and I'll see you right back here. Peace.